These are the S1 and S2 Black Edition gaming mice from Zowie, and by Black Edition what I really mean is the standard, because for the first time since Zowie's launch in 2010 they decided to release their new shape, now famed for its shorter design, raised cable at the front and second to none side buttons, in a glossy pink and blue coating first, so people have been left eagerly awaiting this black matte variant since my original review late last year. For all intents and purposes though, they're pretty much identical, both inside and out, and that's away from their coating. Matte black is what you'll want if you find yourself with sweaty palms whilst gaming, and the original glossy Davino line is there if you don't. I do encourage you to watch my original review for full details though, which includes a comparison against my preferred EC2B, however I'll quickly run through what you might already know if you can't be bothered. The S1 and S2 are both medium and small in size, and additionally represent Zowie's first ambidextrous mouse that's designed for right-handed players only, i.e. they feature side buttons on the left. Dimensions are up on the screen now, and having previously settled on the EC2B as my daily mouse, I found the S1 to be the more appropriate fit. We already know that Zowie aimed to create safe shapes with no aggressive curves or corners, and that remains on display here, and I'd consider the S1 and S2 to be comfortable for pretty much all hand sizes and grip styles too, and that's mainly because they're designed to be shorter than a traditional gaming mouse. This means that despite the back still sloping aggressively toward its highest point, vertical movements are not impaired as there's plenty of space between the mouse and your palm, meaning you can do some claw type movement. Build quality remains excellent on the black version too, with equally great weight distribution. Their improved side buttons continue to remain the star of the show here for me as well, and I really hope the EC series receives such treatment in future because they're not only tactile and responsive, but most importantly, they have little to no travel distance after the actuation. It is a shame we didn't see Zowie introduce a shoelace type cable, however this non-braided one is slightly raised at the front to help keep it off the pad, and you can always add in a bungee afterwards if you find it to be an issue, which to be honest it really shouldn't be. But here is a listen to the button clicks if you are interested. The S-Series features the PMW3360 sensor with 0 acceleration, max tracking speeds of up to 7 meters per second, and buttons underneath that will toggle DPI between 400, 800, 1600 and 3200. And those first 3 steps will also have no discernible smoothing because they are below 2K, meaning they're immediately responsive, and coupled with the 500 to 1000 Hz polling rate options make it perfect for tracking directional changes in game. The button latency using a bump test continues to also put it close enough to my Logitech G Pro, meaning you have no issues with dinging heads and holding angles. You'll certainly be fast enough to play Entry and Counter-Strike as well. And finally, the button debounce time is on point again here too, so there's no delay when pressing both buttons down simultaneously, and you'll be able to do full height rocket jumps in Quake without one being activated slightly before the other. But to finish and reiterate on my original review, we really ought to give praise to the Zowie design philosophy. They continue to offer multiple shapes, sizes, and in this instance coatings, each featuring near identical internals that inevitably result in gaming mice to fit most players. So whilst I myself can perform well enough with the S1, and that's of course tracking enemy model directional changes and holding angles with comfort, I ultimately prefer the EC2B, and that's due to its wider body, so it's what I'll continue to stick with moving forward. But if you yourself are looking for an ambidextrous mouse but hate having side buttons on both sides, then this is no doubt a fantastic option for right-handed users. It has a 400 DPI step out of the box for those that need it, and it's of course light, but hey, not too light, meaning there's been no sacrifice to build quality and you won't find yourself, for example, activating the side buttons when squeezing. And that's something that's been a problem on a few of the mice that have started to drill holes to reduce the weight. If this is something Zowie choose to do in future, I ideally hope they make sure this doesn't happen, because there's nothing worse for me than accidentally swapping to your melee weapon on mouse 4 when tracking with a lightning gun in Quake. Anyway, if you're prepared to pay the premium price, then you really can't go wrong with a Zowie mouse in 2019. Sure, they're minimalistic by design, and that's with of course no software and thus granular control over DPI levels or RGB lighting, but they're still built to an extremely high standard and come with a matched performance to boot. And by that of course I mean there's absolutely nothing here that will let you down in game, and ultimately that's the goal and what we'll end on today. So if you have any questions or comments, then let me know down below. If you've enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you've really enjoyed the video, make sure you subscribe. And if you want to be notified, hit that button too. But for now, take care, keep gaming, catch me on Twitch every day from 6 PM, and I'll see you next time.